Standing between the Fens and the Norfolk countryside, yet under 2 hours by rail from London, is a 900-year-old town with over 480 historic listed buildings, and for a town of its size, the finest collection of medieval architecture in England. Welcome to King's Lynn, Britain's most surprising town. For the past 600 years, visitors have passed through the imposing South Gate to enter the town. Before the Reformation, the town was known as Bishop's Lynn, and before that, simply Lynn, as it's generally known by locals today. King's Lynn sits on the River Great Ouse, near where it flows into the Wash. And that was the source of its wealth, a direct trade route from the North Sea and the ports of northern Europe to 8 counties of eastern England. Between the 12th and 18th centuries, King's Lynn became one of Britain's busiest and wealthiest ports. The 15th century Hansa House, built by German merchants, is Grade 1 listed by English Heritage and the last remaining Hanseatic building in the country.
The court sat in the town hall and the prison was next door. It was modelled on Newgate Prison.
The Saturday Marketplace is the oldest part of Lynn, founded by a charter from the first Bishop of Norwich in 1101.
He incentivised these monks by allowing them to retain all of the tax that would be created from the foundation of the town and the formation of a market.
Among the grand merchant houses is Grade 1 listed Clifton House.
Only one reason why they would have built this 5-storey tower here. Because over there was a chap with a 4-storey tower. And it was just that, it was to impress.
The Minster dominates this area. Its south tower has a rare 17th century tide clock used by merchants to plan their voyages. Lath Street was renamed after Nelson in the 19th century, and it was the main route into the town from the south gates. There's so much history in Lynn, even some road surfaces are listed. These Grade 2 listed stone sets were laid by French prisoners during the Napoleonic Wars. The Custom House was built in the 1680s and later became the blueprint for defining Britain's Grade 1 listed buildings. Facing the river is a statue of Captain George Vancouver, who became one of England's greatest explorers and surveyors. His maps of the North American coast were so accurate that they were still being used until well into the 20th century. He undertook a fruitless 5-year mission to find the fabled Northwest Passage.
But it was later discovered, and the very first seafarer to sail a boat through the Northwest Passage, he lived in that house right over there.
King Street is Lynn's finest Georgian street, although behind the facades most of the buildings are actually much older. St George's is the largest medieval guildhall in England. Its use as a theatre dates back to at least 1445, and there is evidence supporting a claim that Shakespeare may have performed here.
The cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself.
Recent renovations have exposed the original floorboards, which would have been here in Shakespeare's time. The Bard's Boards. The Tuesday Marketplace, one of the largest in the country, is fringed by impressive merchants' houses, the Corn Exchange and the Duke's Head, from where Robert Walpole, Britain's first Prime Minister and King's Lynn's MP, addressed election rallies gathered in the square. St Nicholas Chapel is the largest chapel of ease in England and proudly rejoices in its spectacular and rare angel roof. The chapel is now used for cultural events as well as occasional services. Behind the chapel is Pilot Street, once one of the main roads into Lynn. One side of the road was saved from the 20th century slum clearances of the historic fishing community, and it's been restored. You can discover more about the old north end of Lynn at Trews Yard Fisherfolk Museum, where you'll find the last 2 remaining 18th century fishermen's cottages. English Heritage recognises the Walks as a listed historic park. Here you'll find the Redmount Chapel, built as a welcoming place of rest and prayer for pilgrims en route to the shrine at Walsingham. The nearby Gannet Gate held firm against the siege of Lynn during England's Civil War. For nature and wildlife lovers, the world-renowned reserves at Snettisham, Titchwell and Clyde will be a draw, along with the spectacular unspoilt beauty of the North Norfolk coast. There's more history nearby at Castle Rising, Sandringham, Holcombe and Houghton Halls. All are within easy reach of Lynn and are accessible by public transport or taxi, or even by bike on some of the county's quietest lanes. There's a fantastic choice of hospitality venues in the Old Town, some of which are in the most important historic buildings, with 2 independent cinemas, the annual King's Lynn festivals, award-winning art galleries and a wealth of cultural events. There's always something fascinating to do or see. With so much history, culture and entertainment packed into a relatively small area, there's a surprise around every corner.
And this is the fabulous Thoresby College, dating from 1508. And inside it's got one of King's Lynn's secret gardens. Come with me and I'll show you.
Come and experience Britain's most surprising town.